Fun Show.
Howdy, you're welcome, come on in. We're so glad to see you, been wondering how you been. Pull your wagon in the yard and turn your donkey loose. Kick the dog out of the way and watch that fighting goose. Grandma, take your apron and wipe the table down. It ain't so very often that we see the folks from town. Sit right down. Tell us all the latest news. How are things in town? How are all the young ones and how long can you stay? It sure is good to see you all and brighten up our day. Get that fiddle off the wall and tune it up to play some good old-fashioned country songs like Grandpa used to play. Make a bowl of gravy to sock the biscuits in. We'll boil a pot of coffee and bake a big fat hen. We'll cook another country ham to feed 100 men. Everybody's feeling fine, so let the fun begin. Get your banjo down and play a song that I love so. Something that my grandpa used to play so long ago. Glad that you came in. Everybody's ready, so let the fun begin. Oh, how I love when I get to go to pick my banjo and do a show. The very best part are the folks I meet, and once in a while there's someone real sweet. She was standing in the crowd all alone and looking pretty, listening to the music that we played. She came up and whispered, I leaned down and listened to the request that she made. Do you know you are my sunshine? She asked so sweet and tenderly. Do you know you are my sunshine? And would you do it one more time for me? I still look for her every place, chasing the sunshine each and every night. I'm searching every crowd for her face. Do you know you are my sunshine? She asked so sweet and tenderly. Do you know you are my sunshine? And would you do it one more time for me? was gone just as quick as the song that she asked for, taking my sunshine away. But someday when I finally look down and see her, I know just what I'm gonna say. Do you know you are my sunshine? Do you know what your smile did to me? Do you know you are my sunshine? And it looks like you're always gonna be. Do you know you are my sunshine? Do you know what your smile did to me? Do you know you are my sunshine? And it looks like you're always gonna be. And it looks like you're always gonna be. Marriage is like a deck of cards. You start out with 2 hearts and a diamond, and you end up wanting a club and a spade. Say, I have a question for you. Do you ever talk to yourself? And if you do you answer yourself? Sometimes I talk to myself. Let's take a look. Pardon me, folks, if you don't mind, we're going to have a little talk up here. Are you ready over there? Yeah, I'm ready. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Howdy, stranger. Well, hello there, stranger. Say, could you tell me how far it is to Little Rock? Well, nobody I couldn't, but there's a mighty big one down in Dad's old field. Well, could you tell me if I can cross that river over there? Well, that river right over there? Well, I expect you can. I saw about 7 or 8 ducks cross it just a little while ago. Well, could you tell me how deep it is? Now, I couldn't tell you that, but I'll tell you one thing. There's water all the way down to the bottom. Howdy, stranger. Well, hello there, stranger. Say, do you mind if I ask myself a question and then let me answer it? No, I wouldn't mind at all. In fact, I'd just like to hear that. Well, how come you never see dirt on top of a gopher hole? Well, that's your question. Now you answer it. Because he starts at the bottom and then he goes up. Now, wait a minute. How did he get to the bottom in the first place? Sorry, buddy, that's your question. You're going to have to answer that one. Howdy, stranger. Well, hello there, stranger. Say, how come you don't shingle your roof? Well, when it's raining, I can't. When the sun shines, it don't leak. Howdy, stranger. Well, hello there, stranger. How did your taters turn out? Say, you'll have to speak a little louder. I don't hear too well out of my left ear. I can't figure out what's wrong with that ear. Do you see something wrong there? Well, I'm not a doctor, but I can take a look. You've got a cough drop in your ear. I've got a what? You've got a cough drop in your ear. Well, no wonder my sore throat hasn't been getting any better. I've been sucking on my hearing aid for 2 days. Now, what did you say? How did your taters turn out? Oh, my taters. Oh, they didn't turn out at all. The old saw rooted them out. Howdy, stranger. Well, hello there, stranger. Could you tell me when the 9:30 bus comes through town? That 9:30 bus? Well, which way you going? I'm still trying to get to Little Rock. But you can't get there from here. Why not? 'Cause that 9:30 bus doesn't go that way. Well, could you tell me where that road does go? Well, I've lived here all my life, and that road hasn't gone anywhere yet. Buddy, I got a feeling you don't know anything. Well, you're right about that, but I'll tell you one thing. What's that? I'm not lost. Let me introduce you to a good old Norwegian. His name is Hans Langseth, who was born in Norway in 1846.
He began growing his beard when he was 19 years old to compete in a local beard growing contest. When he died in 1927, his beard measured 17 foot 6 inches long. His body is buried in the churchyard just west of Kensett, Iowa, but his beard was donated to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. I remember my grandmother talking about him, how he would roll up his beard and put it into his coat. With that thought in mind, here's a little song called Grandpa's Whiskers.
When Grandpa joined the army, he fooled the enemy. He hid behind his whiskers. They thought he was a tree. Oh, they're always in the way. The cattle think they're hay. They hide the dirt in Grandpa's shirt. They're always in the way. When Grandpa goes to swimming, the swimming trunks for him. He wraps his whiskers round his waist and then he plunges in. Oh, they're always in the way. The cattle think they're hay. They hide the dirt in Grandpa's shirt. They're always in the way. Grandpa has a Model T and runs so mighty fine. His whiskers come in handy for straining gasoline. Oh, they're always in the way. The cattle think they're hay. They hide the dirt in Grandpa's shirt. They're always in the way. When Grandma goes to bed at night, she dreams of things to eat. She chews on Grandpa's whiskers. She thinks they're shredded wheat. Oh, they're always in the way. The cattle think they're hay. They hide the dirt in Grandpa's shirt. They're always in the way. Oh, they're always in the way. The cattle think they're hay. They hide the dirt in Grandpa's shirt. They're always in the way. Hey!
As we visit the music room, I'd like to show you a very special instrument. But first of all, I'd like to show you the case that I carved for my wife when we first got married. She started to play the fiddle and I wanted to keep her inspired. And so it's got a log cabin and a lake and a waterfall and a fiddle in the middle and my wife's initials. Inside we have two fiddles. I'd like to show you one of them. It's the national instrument of Norway, the Hardanger fiddle. As you see, the Hardanger fiddle has 8 strings. There's 8 tuners here. When you play on 4 of the strings, there are 4 more that go through the bridge and under the fingerboard, and those just vibrate. They're tuned like this. This particular fiddle was made in the Helland Fiddle Shop near Bø, Norway. My grandmother was born 12 miles north of there, the same year this fiddle was made, in 1885. It was made by Gunnar Helland, from the family considered to be the best Hardanger fiddle makers in Norway. And now I'll play you a Scandinavian tune on this Hardanger fiddle called Rhinelander etter Ringesen. It's a type of Scottish, and the title bears the name Ringesen, the man who made the song famous by playing it for travelers who passed by his cabin 150 years ago. Well, that was a really cute romantic story, wasn't it? You know, back in the old days, they had the Burma shave signs down the road, and people just loved to read those rhymes to see what they would say. Let's take a look. And now, it's time for a sing-along. You all join in now, as we go out west and sing about a gal named Clementine.
In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, dwelt a miner, 49er, and his daughter, Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful story, Clementine. Light she was and like a fairy, and her shoes were number 9, bearing boxes without topses, sandals were for Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful story, Clementine. Though she ducklings to the water every morning just at 9, hit her foot against a splinter, fell into the foaming brine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful story, Clementine. Ruby lips above the water, blowing bubbles soft and fine, but alas, I am no swimmer, so I lost my Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful story, Clementine. How I miss her, how I miss her, how I miss my Clementine, but I kissed her little sister and forgot my Clementine.
You're probably wondering if there's more to me, like wondering if I have a family. So now I'll take you down the lane and start right out with my wife Elaine.
I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You were cute as you could be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I enjoyed your company. One Sunday afternoon as I was driving down the street, I met a cute little girl all dressed up so sweet, and the way that she was stacked, I wished that I had a Cadillac, but who would notice me having to drive my Model T? I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You were cute as you could be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I enjoyed your company.
Now listen, baby, it don't matter to me. Even in your Model T, you're as cute as you can be. If you'll take me for a ride, I will sit close by your side, and I will guarantee that we'll have fun, old man alive.
I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You were cute as you could be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I enjoyed your company. Oh my, oh me, service me if I wasn't driving this Model T?
Oh, yes, I would.
I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You were cute as you could be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I enjoyed your company.
Before I introduce the next guest, let me show you what kind of entertainment they used to have at the State Fair.
Minnesota State Fair today to see the thrill of thrills. 2 speeding locomotives in a spectacular head-on crash. This is going to be the battle of the century, all right. The engineers put on full steam and jump to safety. Faster and faster the drivers roll. Here she comes, right at us. Watch them come together. There it is. Look out! Wow, some smash. I'm glad it's all in fun.
That's quite a deal from days gone by. I showed you that film, and I'll tell you why. Here's my son with a song you'll know, playing the fiddle. All aboard, let's go. All aboard! Joshua, look ahead on the railroad track. There's a cow on the track.
Oh, no.
How are you going to get that cow off the track?
Call the police.
That didn't seem to help. Call an 18-wheeler. Have him honk his horn at him. That took care of him. Here we go now. Now looky yonder, here comes the Lone Ranger. Hey, here comes Mary and her little lamb. Here comes another train, the Wabash Cannonball. Here comes the Flintstones. Watch out, Joshua, there's a snake on the track.
Oh, no.
We ran over that one. All right, take her home now.
now, folks, putting on the air brakes.
We'll have my daughter join my son and do a song, a yodeling one. Get you a tissue, I'll tell you why. This sweet romance might make you cry. High on the mountain there once lived a boy. Down in the valley lived his only joy. Late in the evening at the dawn of the moon, their young hearts were thrilled to this old mountain tune. I'll sing you our love song, you yodel to me. We'll meet and we'll kiss 'neath the evergreen tree. Oh, Molly, I love you. You are my love, we'll never be blue. Yodel, sweet Molly, and I'll sing a love song to you. His yodeling, sweet Molly, then went far away. His guitar was quiet from strumming that day. So high on the mountain the boy lived alone. The lonely green valley still echoed their song. I'll sing you our love song, you yodel to me. We'll meet and we'll kiss 'neath the evergreen tree. But Molly grew restless, her thoughts wandered home. She soon lost the thrill and desire to roam. The thoughts of the one that she loved lingered on. She could not forget their sweet yodeling song. I'll sing you our love song, you yodel to me. We'll meet and we'll kiss 'neath the evergreen tree. The boy wrote, I love you, may I change your name? And Molly, with heart full of love, felt the same. She hurried back home, they were married that spring. Now high on the mountain, you still hear them sing. I'll sing you our love song, you yodel to me. We'll meet and we'll kiss 'neath the evergreen tree. Here is a kid with a musical game. He is my grandson, Zachary by name. A song of a boy, a rascal in school, who thought he didn't need to follow each rule. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell smoke in the auditorium. Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown. He's a clown, that Charlie Brown. He's gonna get caught, just you wait and see.
Why is everybody always picking on me?
Sneaking to the river, I know that's him. He should be in school, but he'll take a little swim. Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown. He's a clown, that Charlie Brown. He's gonna get caught, just you wait and see.
Why is everybody always picking on me?
In the halls, who's always throwing spitballs, who's always writing on the walls. Gary, is that you doing all that? No, it's not me. It must be that jerk on the guitar. It's not me. It must be him.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why is everybody always picking on me?
In the classroom, cool and slow, who calls the English teacher daddy? Oh, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown. He's a clown, that Charlie Brown. He's gonna get caught, just you wait and see.
Why is everybody always picking on me?
And now, introducing the queen of our clan, my mother will join us with a song that she can. A song that her mother would sing in their home. A song about romance and memories alone.
When the moon comes over the mountain, I'm alone with my memories of you. Once again we'll stroll beneath the mountain to that rose-colored valley we knew. The days are gray and dreary, but the nights are bright and cheery. When the moon comes over the mountain, I'm alone with my memories of you. once again we'll stroll neath the mountain to that rose-covered valley we knew. The days are gray and dreary, but the nights are bright and cheery. When the moon comes over the mountain, I'm alone with my memories of you. When the moon comes over the mountain, I'm alone with my memories of you.
Well, talking about families, there's a family down in Kentucky that has a little business going. Here's the story of Dooley.
Dooley was a good old man who lived below the mill. Dooley had 2 daughters in a 40-gallon still. One gal watched the boiler, the other watched the spout. Mama corked the bottles while old Dooley fetched them out. Dooley slipping up the holler, Dooley trying to make $1. Dooley, give me a squalor, I'll pay you back someday. The revenuers came for him, slipping through the woods. Dooley kept behind them all and never lost his goods. Dooley was a trader when into town he'd come. Sugar by the bushel and molasses by the ton. Dooley slipping up the holler, Dooley trying to make $1. Dooley, give me a squalor, I'll pay you back someday. They looked sorry and the men stood around and cried. Now Dooley's on the mountain, he lies there all alone. They put a jug beside him and a barrel for a stone. Dooley slipping up the holler, Dooley trying to make $1. Dooley, give me a squalor, I'll pay you back someday. Dooley slipping up the holler, Dooley trying to make $1. Dooley, give me a squalor, I'll pay you back someday. When I touched your hand, I felt love was coming to me from a heart that was shook. I thought it was love at first sight, my darling. I should have taken just one more good look. Where, oh where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and I thought I found true love. You met another and you was gone.
When our country was young, the circuit-riding preacher was a welcome sight on the prairie. People got few visitors, and the preacher not only brought the gospel of Jesus Christ, but news from the outside world. I have an original copy of the Harper's Weekly dated October 12, 1867. The feature article was about the circuit-riding preacher. He led many camp meetings in the old days. They would sometimes call them brush arbor meetings, because as you see here, they sometimes built a shelter out of branches. Therefore, this brush arbor gave them shade for the meetings. Sometimes when a person died, they would put a pole on top of the coffin. So when the circuit-riding preacher would come in a month or two, they could pull the pole up, and the preacher could conduct a service and pour dust down the hole, quoting the words from Genesis 3:19, "For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return." Someone said, the circuit-riding preacher just needs one good sermon and a fast horse. Circuit-riding preacher used to ride across the land with a rifle on his saddle and a Bible riding creatures slept in flea-infested barns. Even then he felt the comfort of the everlasting arms that gave him strength to travel on through churches, homes, and farms. As he went riding, singing down the trail, I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Now his rifle may be rusty as it hangs upon the wall, and his Bible old and dusty, maybe it's never read at all. But until the resurrection, when we hear God's trumpet call, his truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on. His truth is marching on. Life is a blessing when shared with a friend, the one you can trust and share life to the end. The years go faster as age comes, it seems, so give it your best and make good on your dreams. On the old farmhouse veranda, there sat Silas and Miranda, thinking of the days gone by. Said he, dearie, don't be weary, you were always bright and cheery, but a tear, dear, dims your eye. Said she, they're tears of gladness, Silas stared up tears of sadness. It's been 50 years today since we were wed. Then the old man's dim eyes brightened, and his stern old heart it lightened, as he turned to her and said, put on your old gray bonnet with the blue ribbon on it, while I hitch old Dobbin to the shade. And through the fields of clover we'll drive up to Dover on our golden wedding day. Was in the same old bonnet with the same blue ribbon on it, in the old shay by his side, that he drove her up to Dover through the same old fields of clover to become his happy bride. The birds were sweetly singing and the same old bells were ringing as they passed the quaint old church where they were wed. And that night when stars were gleaming, the old couple lay a-dreaming, dreaming of the words he said. Put on your old gray bonnet with the blue ribbon on it, while I hitch old Dobbin to the shade. And through the fields of clover we'll drive up to Dover on our golden wedding day. Put on your old gray bonnet with the blue ribbon on it, while I hitch old Dobbin to the shade. And to the fields of clover we'll drive up to Dover on our golden wedding day. Sweetheart songs from the past are hard to beat. There's something about the politeness of chivalry and respect that seems to be missing today. As couples grow older, often it seems that the love grows stronger.
Through the hills, Maggie, to watch the scenes below. The creek and that old creaky mill, Maggie, are gone from our days long ago. And now we are aged and gray, Maggie, the trials of life nearly done. But to me you're as fair as you were, Maggie, when you and I were young.
The days are long when there's lots to do. You can hardly wait till the week's all through. And when it's done, we won't whine. We get cleaned up and smell just fine.
Oh, we all smell good on Sunday, we all smell good on Sunday. When Saturday comes we bathe in the creek, so we all smell good on Sunday. Now I was born and raised on a farm in the hills of old Kentucky. If you owned a mule on the hillside plow, you were mighty lucky. The weeks were long and the work was hard, we didn't have very much money. When Saturday comes we bathe in the creek, so we all smell good on Sunday. Oh, we all smell good on Sunday, we all smell good on Sunday. When Saturday comes we bathe in the creek, so we all smell good on Sunday. Cows and pigs need feeding. Then we all head out to the fields, the beans and the corn need weeding. We work hard the whole week long so we can make a little bit of money. When Saturday comes we bathe in the creek, so we all smell good on Sunday. Oh, we all smell good on Sunday, we all smell good on Sunday. When Saturday comes we bathe in the creek, so we all smell good on Sunday. Different time on a fun day. I never did see pretty girls in the creek, but they all smell good on Sunday. Oh, we all smell good on Sunday, we all smell good on Sunday. When Saturday comes we bathe in the creek, so we all smell good on Sunday. Oh, we all smell good on Sunday, we all smell good on Sunday. When Saturday comes we bathe in the creek, so we all smell good on Sunday.
That reminds me of two ladies that always sat together in church. One Sunday on the way home, one said, "Boy, the preacher sure preached a long time today. He went way overtime." "Yeah," said the other, "and those seats are so hard my butt went to sleep." "I know," said the first lady. "I heard it snore 3 times. There are so many good country western songs I love to do. It's a hard decision to know which ones I should sing for you today. For example, I could do the great song entitled, "Get Off the Stove, Grandma, You're Too Old to Ride the Range." Or I could do the sweetheart song, "She was only a horseman's daughter, but all the horsemen knew her." Then there's the song, "Head for the roundhouse, Nellie, he can't corner you there." Did you know there was a sweetheart song about corn? Yep, that's right. It's called "Chase Me Down the Corn Rows, Honey, and Kiss Me Between the Ears." But one of my very favorites is one about a torn sheet. Have you ever heard of a song about that? It's called "Cut Your Toenails, Grandma, You're Tearing Up the Sheets." Thank you for stopping by. Be sure and come again sometime. In closing, I'll introduce our last song by telling you an incident about President Andrew Jackson. During his presidency, he pardoned 386 people. One was a very unusual case. In 1829, George Wilson was convicted of crimes and sentenced to death by hanging. Before the hanging took place, President Andrew Jackson pardoned him. But George Wilson refused to pardon. They didn't know what to do. It went all the way to the Supreme Court, and they ruled, "A pardon is a paper, the value of which depends upon its acceptance by the parties implicated. It is hardly to be supposed that one under the sentence of death would refuse to accept the pardon. But if it is refused, it is no pardon. George Wilson must hang." You and I are offered a pardon. Jesus Christ, by his death on the cross, and proving the validity of this pardon by his rising from the dead, offers you a full pardon for all your sins, past, present, and future. Simply receive this pardon for a guarantee of eternal life.
I was in sin's prison, where it's so dark and cold, just a lost sheep wandering from God's eternal fold. One day the door swung open, Jesus spoke to me. "I have signed your pardon, you may now go free." Jesus signed my pardon, this I surely know. Took my place at Calvary, now I won't have to go. All my life I'll give him, he gave his life for me. When he signed my pardon, there at Calvary. When the Savior led me from that awful place, I could hear the angels, they sang Amazing Grace. I knew that I was pardoned from my sin and shame. Then I joined their singing, glory to his name. Jesus signed my pardon, this I surely know. Took my place at Calvary, now I won't have to go. All my life I'll give him, he gave his life for me. When he signed my pardon, there at Calvary. Life is now worth living, since he set me free. I'm so glad he was willing to save a wretch like me. Now I have a mansion, not a prison wall. Jesus signed my pardon, yes, he paid it all. Jesus signed my pardon, this I surely know. Took my place at Calvary, now I won't have to go. All my life I'll give him, He gave his life for me when he signed my pardon there at Calvary. When he signed my pardon there at Calvary.